A-side final coming up shortly. Just waiting for the players to sort themselves out and come around. We'll be right back. Welcome to the A-side final, folks. We're here at the 15th Street Bar and Grill. 625 and under 10 ball, race to 11. Winner breaks, rack your own. Been a long couple of days, but we're winding it down. We got Will Hill from Everett at 618 Fargo. Up against Roland Stock from Anchorage, 624 Fargo. That's a long way to come for a pool tournament. But it looks like it's going to pay off for him. He's guaranteed third place now. Just for those of you wondering, here are the payouts. That's not the payouts. That was a picture of a llama. There you go. There's the payouts. That's what we're looking like so far. And I will update this. Oh, sorry, not Hobbs. It was Scott that lost. That's where we're sitting right now for payouts. We've got the final four players playing off right away. Will and Roland were both just here a minute ago. There they are. And we should be underway shortly. I'm going to set up to lag. Seen some pretty good lags today. Some folks are right frozen to the rail a couple of times. Looking like this is going to be a pretty good one too. Not really sure, can't tell from here. Looks like Roland got it. been looking forward to this match for a little while, not only because it signifies that the day is winding down, but also because it's going to be some good pool. 9 and the 6. Watch them fly. 9 ball got kicked by the 2. 6 ball didn't move. He did get that cue ball right on the 1, so Will's going to come to the table. He's got a combination on the 8. Don't believe that 1 ball will squeeze between the rail and the 1, or the rail and the 8, and still make it into the pocket. This is the point match, so this is the A side final, Greg. The winner of this will make it into the final, and we'll wait for the B side to complete. Will thins off the 1, gets the cue ball down there in behind the 10. So Roland's going to have to twist something around or bend something over to get this cue ball to dance the way it needs to get near that 1. Bounce over, probably a better phrase. And that's exactly what he's done. He's gotten the short stick. It's called the 10 ball, so he's going to try and bank that 1 ball as straight as possible. Maybe even reverse bank it just a hair to get it to come down there. Oh, he nailed that 1 right on the face. It disturbed a few things, opened it up a little bit more. We'll see what he can do with this. Should be able to pot this 1 and slide right past the 10 for a shot at the 2. Just thin it in, come all the way back. What is going on with that? Well, he's made it down there. He's got to look at the 2. He's got to figure out what to do to get from the 2 to the 3. He's just going to play safe is what he's going to do, but that's going to leak out between the 6 and the 10. Pretty sure Roland's going to have an opportunity to see that. If he can squeeze that cue ball over, he might knock the 7 in. No, he's going to call the 2 up in this bottom left-hand corner pocket. I don't know, I'd call that one a pretty tough opening shot for the 2. Three ball isn't that open. If he can get the cue ball just to draw right back down the rail. And it came off straight out into the center of the table. Hooked himself on the 3. Going to be kicking at this off the side rail. Wants to try and hold up there somewhere around there. The 4 ball's right next to it, so he's going to want to keep it close. Get a shot at taking the 4 out in the next shot. Mike stock. We got a Roland stock here. Middle name, maybe? 3-7 looks like the obvious choice here, but you got to keep it in front of the pocket. So, don't want to hit it with any pace. That's pretty well done. Actually play the 3 off the 9 here to get that 9 out of there. Although it's far enough off the rail, you can see it from the end view that it goes into that side pretty easy. So you kind of have to move it just to keep control of the cue ball here. Use it to pot the 3 in the side. That way you don't disturb the 5, which goes by the 6. Or you can if you like. Yeah, he's not happy with his. Not happy with his leave on the 4 ball. Thins that nicely, gets a nice little rub in the 10, sets himself up for a 5, back in line. Looking good to finish this now. That was a really nice shot on the 4 to get back in line. As you all know, once you get out of line, it's so much tougher to get back in line. So much of shape on that last ball is just being confident about what you're doing. The moment you start getting stuff into your head about, oh, I hope I don't overrun it, or I got to watch this pocket or that scratch or anything, it just doesn't seem to go your way. But that one went Roland's way. That's where we're at on the challenge bracket. Actually, we're not. Let me refresh that. Because you should see. He hasn't updated it yet, but Frank Roca did defeat Gavin Roderick and is now playing James Hobbs. And on the A side, this is where we're sitting with Will Hill versus Roland Stock. Back to the action as I missed that break. Sorry about that. And he's made a ball on the break. Got to look at the 1. You almost wish you could tape some of these tables off. Just rope it off so you can get a nice distraction-free play area. Also kind of lets people know that there's a table going, or a tournament going on. They can sit there and watch it if they like. Nicely run down the rail. Easily by the 5. Got a little bit of a funny angle on this deuce here. Four ball does go into this pocket here. Not sure exactly what he'd like to do to get onto it though. After this rack, I'm going to need to take a 2-minute break. I'll be right back. He was able to keep the cue ball out of trouble. Got a little work to do to get from the 4 to the 5, but the 5 goes everywhere, so shouldn't be too much of a problem. Just a little tricky to get up and around. I'm going to call that an unforced error there. Kind of expected him to make that. He's gotten a little fortunate, and he's left Will a back cut 4-8 combo. Eyeing it up, checking it out, thinking about what he can do and how he wants to do it. Well, welcome to the stream, Catherine. Good to have you along for the ride. Will's made a great shot on that 4-8. Not so sure he's been rewarded with the good second look at the 4. Just checking to see if the bank is there. It's funny how many folks just don't seem to just stay aware of all the different rules and the expectations of playing. But I guess things are different everywhere. If they were the same everywhere, it'd be pretty boring. Nicely on this 5. Oh, got an audio engine problem. That usually sorts it out nicely. Six in the corner. Don't get too straight on the 7. You've got to go all the way down table. Now, as I found out earlier today, watch the 2 rails in the side. Roland pulled that off a lot better than I did. Avoiding the side, getting properly on that 9. If y'all can like and share the stream, I'm having problems sharing. My phone doesn't seem to want to let me do it. We're looking at the A-side final. Roland's going to cut this 10 ball on the side. I really should stop talking until they're done. Hey, Tom, just to let you know, the payout is not there. That's the payout we're looking at right now. $2,600 for first, $1,600 for second, $1,050 for third. Fourth place gets $690, and our fifth and sixth place finishers got $450, and seventh and eighth $300. Calcutta $1,415. Second place is $707, $425, and $283. back to the action. Just drop the 9. Got to look at the 1. Got to call that a successful break. He's got a little bit of angle here. On the 1, trying to do something with the 8 to get to the 2. Might have to run into it. Straighten it out a little bit to play it in this bottom right corner pocket. 1 minute, folks. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We'll settle in. I'm trying to keep recording some stats here. Just trying to figure out what he can do with the 4. A little too sharp to cut it in. I think the 5 ball might be hampering the cueing. He could cut it in, though. The 6 ball there makes it a big pocket if you hit it too fat. You'd have to really hit it poorly to get it off the 6, though. I think he deliberately tried to hit it off the 6. Also couldn't tell how well he was able to cue it past the 5. Snuck that cue ball in there fairly nicely. Gonna call that a safe attempt. Let's see if Roland can get out of it. He's gonna kick 1 rail at it, try and make that 4 ball in the side. I always find these are pretty tough to judge, being so close to the rail. Okay, somebody's got to explain Mike to me. And that's why I don't like those short first rail kicks. Because that is going to be a safety that results in a ball in hand and a foul committed. Will come to the table, big wide open, 6 balls left to take the lead. have a feeling it's going to be a long day. Been here since 10 a.m. this morning. Got 3 matches left to go. That's going to come in on that 7 too fast. That may actually roll in behind the 8. No, looks like it's drifting a little left there. We'll switch the camera view to get you a better view on that one. Yeah, you can still see the edge of that 7. Cuts it in. Nice slice. Be another win for Will. Breaking him again. Pops that second ball into the side pocket. He's going to get a good shot at the 1. 2 balls open if it squeezes past that 9, which I believe it does. Here's another good opportunity. Another good opportunity for Will. Around the 5, I think. Around the 5 and back again. It's going to be a bit far. He's going to have to do some dancing to get the cue ball back for the 3 off of this one. Or he'll just play safe. Probably isn't a bad idea. Well, he tried to play safe, and he may have still got safe. Well, I won't know till he moves. Well, he's not entirely safe, but I don't think he sold that 2 in the corner either. Roland might have to twist that cue ball around it to get there. Good hit at the 2. It's kind of. He's made the 4 ball past the 9, and that's going to bring Will up with his option to accept the table or make Roland shoot again. We got another tournament going here tonight. See a few familiar faces in the crowd. Will just judging whether he can slice that 2 in and hold it for the 3. And might want to get a. We'll just watch this. Yeah, that was a good hit. Was a little tight, a little tighter than I think he anticipated or stated. And with the 6 ball tied up on the 9 like that, Miles will take a free swing at the 10. You'd have to come with one heck of a shot to break that 6 out from there. The 8 ball's blocking the bank on the 6. So he's going to call a safe. I don't think that's going to. Oh, it is. He got a kick off the horn. So Will's gotten a little fortunate there to get that kiss off the horn. Leave Roland a shot at this 8. Roland's going to pop out for a kick shot on this one, I believe. Go up and down. He's going to call it 2 rails. No. Just looking at both. Never hurts to take your time to think about it. Calling the corner, going up and down. He's got to hit this with some pace on it to keep it running for the 6. Nope. Just hoping to get clear, I guess. I think he's pretty straight in. So not a lot of opportunities to get back up table to break that 6 out. Another horn, straighten that 6 out, just about gets lucky and lines that 6. It's probably going to thin it off here. Try and put it up in there somewhere maybe. Oh, just going 1 rail to the safety down there, but it's going to come out. He did hook him, but I think that 6 ball is still attainable with some siding. If you throw a load of right-hand siding on that, it's going to drift right as it goes by the 8. Clip into the rail. I like Roland's chances on this one. That was a pretty good effort. Almost got too close. Must have been a little room with that 6 ball on the side. Off the rail, I mean. There's not really a lot to do here. You just got to cut that 6 ball into the 9, keep control of it so you can shoot it towards the corner or the side. Just for the distances involved, I'm probably looking at playing this with just enough pace to kick that 6 ball out to here so that I can shoot it in the side. And surprisingly enough, Will has missed the combo. Pointing to something at the table there, I don't know what. Pop the 6 in the side. Just gets anywhere with a look at the 8. Will be fine. Almost. Yes, John, this is the hot seat match. Roland checked that off the rail. Leaves himself nicely set up for the 8. Probably just stop it there. Oh, straight. Sometimes you get a little bit tricky when they're so straight and you're trying to come around. He's done that nicely. Ten ball, bottom left corner to tie up the match. Nicely done. So that'll bring Roland up to level. As we wait for him to rack him up again. No real stats to speak of other than Will is 2 for 2 on the break, making a ball, and Roland is 1 for 2. Neither has scratched on the break. So far, there's only been that one foul from Roland when he missed the kick on the 4. And that's where we stand. As per the rule, if it's not your turn at the table and you walk away, your opponent does not have to stop and wait for you. Will's kind of left the room to attend to something. Yeah, he's coming back now. But that's another successful break by Roland. Can't see the 1 though. It's going to be a little tough to do anything with it. Oh, he can see a piece of the 1. Just enough to play safe on it. It's going to be tricky. Just want to thank David Ringler for organizing it and doing the duties as the tournament director. If he hadn't have stepped up, we wouldn't have the tournament. So nicely done. Thank you very much. Thanks to the 15th Street Bar and Grill for hosting the event. Back in a minute, folks. Got us something to take care of here. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, folks. Small delay. Will's looking at a pretty open start to the table, but the 4 ball is a little bit cluttered up with the 6. That's going to get it uncluttered. Just kind of try and make that 2 without messing up the 3. I think he can just play it softly and keep that cue ball in line, but yeah, that's what I was worried about, was coming off to the other side of the 9. You have to throw a bit of check on that, and then that makes that shot to the pocket that much harder. Mike Stock, it's Roland Stock. Maybe that's, I don't know. I don't know what's going on now. He's got a funny look at the 3 here. You can bank it for sure. If you can call a bank for sure. Can't cut that down into the corner. Probably just going to have to play safe here somehow. It's going to be a tricky save. Yeah, he's going to go for the bank. And leaves him pointed at the 50-yard line. It's not going to be an offensive shot for Will, but I don't think Roland's going to like his next visit at the table. At least not the view he's going to have of the 3 ball. Unless Will double kisses it, makes a little bit of a mistake there. Now Roland's got a little bit of a free swing at that 3 ball. He can bank that 3 ball, and the natural shape is going to bring you between the 6 and the 7, I think. Just double checking those lines. See if he can feed this through there. Went around the long way. I'm pretty sure he's going to play safe here. Just bunt that 4 between the 7 and the 9. Leave the cue ball stuck to the back of the 6. Oh, he's going to hit it softer. Looks like. Well, he got the save. We'll see what Will can do with it. He's going to have to kick at it off that side rail for sure. He's lining it up like he's got an idea as to how to make it in the corner. He's done a good job to hit it. It's going to come out. And, well, he has left the cue ball on the rail. which poses its own challenges. He has left a clean look at the 4. Getting to the 5 is no picnic. You can come off that end rail and try and make sure you come inside the 7. Or if you have to come all the way down here again. There's not a whole heck of a lot you can do with the direction of that cue ball, but straight top to keep it in line. I think that's a tough shot from there. Frozen to that end rail like that. Will just deciding which line he wants to take there. I think he's a little bit to the right of the or left side of the pocket line. That's not going to be safe. You can't see it on the camera angle, but I'm pretty sure he can actually cut that in. Straight through here. Straight, not curved like that. Shape's going to lead him right back. Missed the cut. Changed a few things around the table. But still leaving Will looking at the halfway line. Just play safe, tuck it in behind the 5, get the cue ball up into that cluster. You got to be thinking you're going to get it into that cluster somehow. Yeah, Roland a little curious as to why Will was still standing at the table. You missed your shot, you move on. Let your opponent up. That's all part of the games people play. The game of pool. Pretty sure Roland can come right through here. Even if he pinballs through there, he should end up all right with a good shot at the 6. Maybe drawing right outside that 7. Just stay away from it. Nope. Into the 7, cleared out of the way. That's got to stop. It's all good there. Perfectly capable of finishing this off. That's got to slow down. It's going to leave him a back blind cut to that corner. Just shoot it with confidence. If y'all can like and share the stream, I'm having problems sharing it on my end, and I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let me know if you can hear the music in the background. I think they turned it up a little bit. It's making my audio meter jump a bit. Just want to make sure it don't get turned off. That's a fine cut for that 10 ball to the corner pocket. That's going to put Roland up to 4. Thanks very much, John. Appreciate it. It's a crazy game, Pool. It rewards good play, can give you some fortunate bounces, but it can also rip your heart out. Maybe it's not the game that's crazy, maybe it's us that play it. It's a good break by Roland. Made a ball on the break and dressed it up real nice. He's got the 1-2 sitting side by side. Everything else is pretty open. Doesn't need to bust anything out. Trickiest one will be getting onto the 3 properly so he can get over for the 4. 5 to the 6 might pose some challenges with the 10 and the 8 in the area. All depends on how he gets through it. Okay, thanks, Cody. Appreciate the info. Never hurts to have a plan. When you have a plan, you usually have contingencies. When you don't have a plan, it's sometimes a little dicey to get around the table because once you make a tiny mistake, you don't have a secondary option. Yeah, I think Roland worked that out nicely to keep himself on that right-hand side of the pocket line for the 3, so he's not going anywhere near the 8. He's not going to push it in front of the 6. He's going to play that 3 into that top left corner pocket and just a little stun, come off that side rail, back out for the 4. Needs to get by the 5. He's done that. Nicely done. Okay, and like I said earlier in the rack, it's going to be interesting to see how he can shape himself around for the 5-6. If he can get straight in on the 5 somewhere, he can stop it right there. Then he's got a nice 6 ball that he can cut in. That's a little different than I think he wanted. Definitely going to have to spin this back a bit. Oh yeah. Perfect timing by me, and then he'll move just as I change cameras again. So we'll try and go back there to that view. And if he can draw off that and spin it back, he should be okay. But it is a bit of a tester. Wrecked on the 8. Well, time for a new plan. Flexibility. See what his plan here is. Maybe just push the 6 ball up table, get the cue ball in behind the 8. That'll do it. It's not going to get him a ball in hand, but Will's pretty much guaranteed to hit this off the end rail. Needs to see if he can hit it, send the 6 ball up table, and get that cue ball to come back in here. Wouldn't that be something? Oh, he's kicking at it long rail, trying to make it. Not a bad decision either. Oh, well, maybe it wasn't the best decision. Hindsight being 20/20 and all. He's feathered the 7. So now the tricky shot is going to be getting from the 7 to the 8. Should be a standard shot that's in our book, in our arsenal, right from the get-go. Just needs a little bit of angle right there, what he's looking at, and then he can play that. Play it like this, come in. Something like that. But he's got to get off the 6 onto that angle on the 7. You'll see he'll start with a little angle on the 6. Just make sure he's got enough to go forward on the 7. And that's going to do it. That's going to get him the right angle, the right speed, right distance away, so you don't have to worry too much about the shot itself. And you're not shooting that cue ball 8 feet and having it start bending back in by the time it gets there. And he's going to, can't tell if he's drawn it or not. He drew it all the way back. Gets by the 10. Did a really nice job of framing that up. Pots the 8, lines up for that 10 ball in the corner pocket. That'll be another nail added to the boards. So that puts Roland up 5-3. We'll flip over to the stats page, take a look and see what's going on there. Both pretty consistent on the break, 2 for 3 and 3 for 5, about 60 and 67%. Dry breaks are pretty close, 33 and 40. The difference there would be the unforced errors and the fouls committed. There's 1 unforced error, 1 foul on Roland's end. And that's actually, I missed that foul by Will on that 7 ball. But not a problem, can correct it now. 6 ball at the side pocket. You gotta watch those second balls on the 10 ball rack. Pops in. I forgot to switch the cameras, my apologies. Got too many screens in front of me and sometimes forget which one's supposed to be showing people playing pool. Roland's just figuring out exactly how he wants to get down to that 2. Looks like he's going to play it straight and hold it up onto the side so he can play it up to the corner or into the side. He's got to hit that 10 with enough pace to not go behind it. Nicely done. A little bit testy there, not hitting it quite the right weight and running into the 10. I'm getting tired and my words are talking less. Something like that. Should just be able to stop right there. Didn't want to draw it back. He's giving his head a little shake there, but he's still all right. He can cut that 3 past this 9. Leave himself a nice little 4 ball to the side. Yeah, he's back 100% in line. Just has to pick his way through. Just needs to get off the rail. and not leave himself too much angle on the 7. That'll do. That might not be angle enough. He may have to just slow roll this. It looks like he's going to punch it. Nicely done. Didn't go too far. Still got a good look at the 8. Just needs to clean up the 9. Keep the cue ball on this half of the table, which shouldn't be hard to do. Yeah, he's got lots of angles, so you can roll this in, shape himself up on the 10. Don't need any bad luck. No kicking off that horn or anything. Although with the pace that he shoots this, even hitting the horn and coming out isn't going to be that bad. He's just going to gently roll this in. Shapes up perfect for the 10. That'll double him up. Hold on, I'll find out what's going on. And we're back. Roland's up 6-3. I'll let you guys see the stats that I was keeping during the match so far. We'll see what Roland can do, or Mike can do on his break. He's got the 7 and the 9 in the second spots. 7 ball come up short in that side pocket. 9 ball didn't really move out of the way at all. Sounds like something went down. Yeah, there's 9 balls on the table. Not sure if he's got a clean look to all sides of that one. He may be playing that 1 ball 2 rails down by the 10 and try and leave the cue ball in behind the 7. If he can do that, if he can push this 1 2 rails down here, leave that cue ball in behind the 7. Nope, he's just elected to do the simple safety, not push things too far, and just make sure he retains control of the table as best you can anytime you let your opponent back. Will checking out the kicking line. Wants to try and kick that 1 ball. If he can kick that 1 ball back here and let the cue ball run out that way. Oops, that's not going to work. That is going to work. It's going to be a legal hit. So while it didn't end up with ball in hand, Roland is back at the table with a makeable shot at the 1 on the side. That's gonna drop, and he's pushed the 3 out nicely. Just needs to try and find a way to keep on that 4. I think he's got enough room that if he cuts that 2 in the corner, he should be able to bring the cue ball. Maybe just missed the 10. I think he's got enough room to do that. Will is from Everett, so not too far away. Oh, Roland elected to draw into the rail and pull it back out. He's just going to take a look at where he needs to be to get on that 5. Just needs to come out just a little bit for that 5. That's not going to get there, and he knows it. Not sure what he's going to do here. This may be something where you've got to go for the bank because all your defensive shots are actually harder than the offensive shot, even though they're low percentage. Well, he went for the safety, just trying to leave him a leave. Not sure if that 5 goes by the 8. Doesn't quite look like it. Might cut in the side. Yeah, that cuts in the side. That's a pretty thin cut, though. See if he can thin it in. Unless he's going to play safe. I haven't been calling very many of Will's shots very accurately today. It's a good try. Just a little bit too thick. That was always going to be a super fine cut. I think Roland's options here are drawing off that. Just like that. He's got angle that way. Switch over to the next view. See if you can see over his shoulder as he plays. Yeah, he's got a little bit of angle there. And just into here somewhere. Just has to stay on the top side of the 8. And that's all he's done, and that's all he needed to do. He's a little bit more in line, a little more likely to finish this off. Just rolls that 6 in. Didn't need to do anything crazy. Got a pretty good setup on the 7 here to just come back and across. Probably end up right about here, actually. I'm going to guess. Right here. Nope, I was more correct the first time. Nothing like commentating to show you how many different ways of doing things there are. Draw it right back into this little space right here. Whoop. Hit it too good. Just needs to pot the 9, roll the cue ball to the rail and have it bounce off a little bit, and he's all good. He elected to power through it. Get that cue ball a little closer to where he wanted it to be. That's going to roll up this rack. We got a 7-3 scoreboard, folks. I can't remember if he made a ball on that rack, didn't he? Yes, he did. Worked out the puzzle, got another W. 7 and the 4. Let's see one of those disappear into the side. 7 comes a little short. I think the 4 ball dropped. Nope. Oh, there it is. Sorry. So dark, I thought it was the 8 ball. Took me a second to clue in that there can't be 2 8 balls. So that'd be a dry break. In rack 11. As we watch Will figure out every angle he can to get through that 6-10 area. I don't think you're going to hit that one thin enough to come off that side rail. Oh, he's just trying to put the 1 there. That's not going to get it done. He might not like his next shot. Yeah, that's the one thing you got to do when you're playing is when you're done your shot, relinquish the table. The balls aren't going to change. Get up, stand up, walk away. Pretty decent safety there. Well, other than it's pretty easy hit to go up and down. They're almost the same height up, same line up from the pocket. So as long as he hits this diamond here, I'll switch the camera view just in time to see him hit the 1. Not going to make it, but he's not going to sell it out either. Roland should be able to thin the side of that 1. Just rub it. Let it roll in behind the 5 and the 9. And send the cue ball up table, although it might be a little tight. Just thin it. And head up table. Is he going to bank it? Not sure what the call is here. Oh, a double hit anyway. Well, it doesn't double hit, a double kissed on the cue ball. Got a little lucky to get a safe out of it, though. Missed it both ways. That's pretty unlucky. I'm not going to call that a safety attempt because I don't think that's what he was trying. But I will add a foul. .6:31 p.m. Sunday night. In the hot seat, or we're doing the hot seat match now. Roland is leading 7-3. He's got a few problems to work out here. Nothing that's insurmountable. Just a little work needs to be done. Nothing's buried too deep, so if you want to follow along with me, the 1 ball will go here. Cue ball floats just a little bit for the 2 ball in that corner. 3 ball there with the cue ball coming like this. And from there, somebody named Bob has an uncle. Just got to get on the right pocket line. Sorry, just had to look for something there. 5 ball hanging up in the corner pocket. That was a good try. Just didn't quite nail it there. He's come out far enough for that 7. Six, sorry, for the 6. It's just looking at whether he's going to move that 10 around or not. He is going to move the 10. You call the 6. If you make the 10, it just spots. Will commenting that he almost called it, but I don't think you would unless you're 100% cinched on that. That's going to leave a little bit of work left to do on this 8 ball. A little bit of a tester here. He's got a little bit more room off the rail than you might anticipate, but he should still be able to pot this. He's been shooting pretty good. Shooting pretty good all day. And apparently I cursed him again. That'll bring Roland back to the table. Doesn't have a whole lot of work to do, just has to follow the roadmap. Make sure you put a good clean stroke on everything. That's too good, too clean of a stroke. Gonna have to bank the 9 ball, I think. That's gonna probably leave the cue ball over here somewhere. Hopefully not in the side pocket. You could play safe, thin it and leave the cue ball out here. Trying to use a 10 as a blocker, but that's kind of risky. Just saying it's an option. Made that 9 like it had eyes, didn't even rub a wall. Sorry about that. That'll make it 8-3. Yeah, 8. He's right. Set him up, smash him up. 5 ball just does not want to drop in the darn side pocket there. I keep watching the table, but when the guys are breaking, I'm kind of standing behind them, so I miss half the table. When I could just look at the screen, I get to see the whole table. got a good hit out of that. Didn't get very lucky in layout of the table afterward, though. Sorry, John, yes, buy-in was $210. At the next break in the action, I'll throw the payouts up again for those of you who are new to joining us here. See if we can't get that viewership up, if people can like and share the stream. It's a nice shot by Will there to drive over for the 5. He's got good angle on the 6. Shouldn't be any problems here. But then again, 2 days of playing pool, get a little tired, underhit it a little bit, and that's what can happen. Cody? No, I'm actually from a little further away. I got about a 3.5 hour drive. And honestly, John, I don't know what stock sold for in the Calcutta. I would have to ask the organizer. And he might know, but he's not standing beside me at the moment. That could go on the side. Nope, off the horn. Wow, that was close. That was one of those that you watch as it goes closer and you're not quite sure it's actually going to hit that horn. Just a little draw. Straight in on the 10. This will make it 8-4. With Will getting 1 game back. Hey, there we go. Now I can share it. Let's get some folks in there. There we go. We flogged all the pool groups I am part of. And we'll see what happens. Okay, 8-4. Will's racked him, stacked him, and in just a few seconds gonna smash him. Not a bad break, but I don't think he made anything. No, that's a dry break. You don't really need to be involved in that. No, John, I'm headed north. Got to drive up to Vancouver area. It's okay. I don't start work till 7 in the morning. Something tells me that if I'm going to do this and do the streaming and come to these tournaments and spend a lot of time here, I should probably book some Mondays off. be a tricky hit. It's doesn't have a lot of room past that 4. Playing it with center ball, nails it right dead in the face, double kisses it, and unfortunately for Roland, sets it right up. It's an interesting selection. Could work out just fine. Doesn't have to move around a whole lot. They're all kind of grouped together, the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down at this end. It's nicely done. He can hit this a little solid because he knows that even if it runs all the way to that first diamond, he's still going to have a good angle to get onto that. Get a good angle to get from that 4 to the 5. Pretty much not, Cody. Thanks, John. I'll be fine. Still no snow in our area, at least the last time I was outside. Which for a pool player is can be a while ago if you're lucky. I think I showed up here about 9:30. A little straight on this 4, but I think he's got some angle there. That's going to need to run a little further, just like that. A little straight on the 5, probably just stop it right there and shoot this 6 into this pocket here. That's what he's looking at right there. Don't get me wrong, if the finals start at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm just not going to be here, sorry. I'm not sure what the issue is here. Maybe he's got just a little bit too much angle on that line. Yeah, he's got to fade that 6 a bit to his right. So on the screen, it's got to go a little bit left. Sorry as I bump the table here. I'll switch it over. So he's got to make sure he doesn't draw it into the side pocket. And he took care of that by just leaving it there. I'm not sure what he called there. Did he call the 10 in the corner? Don't believe that 7 goes by the 10 the way he's looking at it. For those of you just joining us, we're at the 15th Street Bar and Grill in Auburn, Washington for a $210 625 and under Fargo 10-ball race to 11 winner break, rack your own. You're looking at right now is the hot seat match. Winner moves on to the final. The defeated party shall go to the B side and face the winner of Frank Roca and James Hobbs. Call on the 10 ball in the side. So what I think he's doing is kicking 2 rails to send that 10 ball. Oh, how did that happen? Sorry, I should have switched camera views. Well, come on now. Just ball in hand. I'm making light of the situation. I know it's one of those things you just got to work through in your own head. You're in the A final, you're down 8-4, your opponent only needs 3 games. You really want to make sure you take care of this one. Why is he even looking at the side? Again, some folks like certain shots. To me, this 7 ball is basically, you know, just almost stop it, but float the, well, all right. I was thinking if you kept the cue ball there, you got the 8 down here, and your cue ball's coming across out here for that 9, and then the rack is over. Now he's got a pretty steep angle shot into the side with nowhere to go for the cue ball. Oh, had more angle than I thought. Was able to pull that cue ball around. And for this, he just needs to roll that 9 ball in, bump into the 10, and he's got the 10 in the straight in the other corner pocket. So that'll be 8-5. As Will brings another one back. Excuse me, don't think I quite made it to the mute button before that cough. Sorry about that. It's not a bad break. Falls on the successful side of things. He is staring at a 1 ball on the side rail though, so it wasn't all roses. But you can bank that to the side. Work it out for the 2 ball. Hey, at least you're at the table, not watching your opponent shoot. That leaked out. I've got a really good look of it here. That 1 ball goes by the 2 as well. Roland's coming back to the table with a shot and a line. I'm worried about that 8 ball though. Nah, he should be fine if he cuts this one in here. That cue ball's going to go this way. He may bump into the 10. If he puts a little left on it, he may be able to come back out this way, but he's going to have to hit it so thin that controlling the speed of that cue ball is going to be a little tricky. Hit it perfect, bumps into the 8, comes across for the 2. Now, what has he got for options on that 2 ball? Okay. 2 to the corner. 2 down here. Cue ball in and out. You'd like to think there isn't room here for it to slide by, but how many times do you think that won't go, and then all of a sudden somehow it's squeezing through and scratching? Mr. Rob Hoiberg, Mr. Larry Anderson from back home. Thank you very much for joining the stream. Please like and share. I think he's calling that in the corner. He might wrap this around 3 rails. It looks like he's looking at sticking it. Winner of this match is guaranteed $1,600 and has a chance at first place with $2,600 on the line. He's got some work to do on this 4 ball here. Pretty sure it doesn't go by that 6. If it does, that is an incredibly tight shot. I think he left it. By his reaction, he wasn't too happy. Well, I can't see from that angle. And good enough. Will's going to move out of the way so we can take a look. Yeah, that's enough of the ball, I think. How far up the rail is it? Oh, it's a bit up the rail. Might not be enough. Might be, though. Roland was looking at it like he wasn't happy. We'll still got to avoid that 10 to get up to the 5. Yeah, he leaned down and shot that one real quick. I think we might see a little. Thanks very much, Rob. And you know me. I come by your house. That's in order. Thin the 5 in, but I think he's bumped that 8 ball up onto the 6. Oh, can't tell from that line. I'll get up and see if I can take a look. Wow, that's some kind of tight. He might be able to make that. But you're going to have to spin it. And anytime you spin it, it's going to start drifting left the closer it gets to that 6. Get too close, you thin the 8. What are you fun? Played the safety, tied them up. Just going to make Roland do the work. Fine. Sorry, I'm talking to the computer. That's got to hurry. That's got to hurry or it's going to fall short. That has most certainly fallen short. Yeah. Much to Will's delight, though. He's going to get another turn at this rack. Hey, if you notice, whenever you get these long races, you'll get momentum will switch. Right now, or when it started, it was in Roland's momentum, and now it seems to have swung to Will's end of the table. But a race to 11, it can easily swing back. So you gotta watch for it and see what you can do. You know, Rodney Morris said on a interview he did down at the Moscone Cup with Cue It Up podcast, and if you haven't heard of it, check it out. Cue It Up podcast by Nate Mindham. I believe he's out in Wisconsin. It's kind of a cool little podcast. Very interesting. He's had some very big names on there. A lot of great interviews. But he was interviewing a few of the stars down at the Moscone Cup, and Rodney Morris said that, you know, somebody gets strong, somebody else has to get weak. Thought it was a great piece of advice for keeping a positive attitude while you're playing. Because anytime you can keep your positivity up, it doesn't give your opponent strength. Whereas how many times have you looked across the table at your opponent and he's slumped down or he's mumbling to himself, and it picks you up and just gives you more confidence, right? So don't give that strength back to your opponent. Keep yourself in the positive, upbeat atmosphere, and you won't fall down into that pit of failed shots and half-hearted attempts and jumped up strokes. That's the theory anyway. Eight, 6. We got another player break. Okay. We'll be right back. I'll throw on some tunes. Excuse me. Pop on over to the stats page. So we're sitting at 8-6. Let me just find where I can turn that player break off because it's in the road. Been 9 breaks for Roland, 5 for Will. Pretty even on the breaks. Roland's a little higher at 67%. It's a 33% dry breaks and 60-40 for Will. I haven't been doing a very good job of keeping track of the unforced errors and the fouls committed, so we'll just kind of ignore that one. I'll do the best I can later. And only 1 run out so far in the match. I'm pretty sure I've missed some safe attempts too, but this is my first time using that stats page. I'll figure it out a little bit better, figure out which ones I can keep track of easier. In the meantime, Will's back. Over to the main page. Take off the break sign. Oops, not that one. That one. And stacked and ready to crack. 10 little balls at the other end of the table. Breaking from the side rail, that's a new one. Common in 9-ball, not so common in 10-ball. It's been working fairly well for him though. Up till this point it was 60-40, but that's a dry break. And that puts him even at 50-50. Roland's taking a good long look at this. This is a pretty key rack here. big difference between 9-6 and 8-7. It's not the most wide open rack, so it's not a guarantee that Will get out, even if he gets an opportunity at it. But Roland's elected to push. Push that 8 over to the side rail. Lets Will have a look at the 1. It's going to be tough to just tuck that one away and get the cue ball to run around, because that corner pocket is going to be one thin puppy if you're trying to skin it. But he's done a nice job there. I wasn't sure that Roland had left him the right-hand side of that one. Lost in my own train of thought. Okay, you got to hit this one. No matter what you do, you need to hit this 110. Call the 10 in the corner, but you need to disturb that and get them separated. Because if not, Will's going to come to the table with a roasted duck sitting there. Roland knows that. He's a good player. Ouch. That's a bit of a rough one. But Will's liking the opportunity. Combo 110 to pull within 1 game. Roland's got to bear down. Get his foot back on the gas. So 15 racks in the books. Pet stats page back up. Will bringing his breaking percentage to 50-50. But he's still winning the game with the help of a nice safety. Not sure, Ed. I'm not entirely sure what went on there. I probably won't know until the end of the tournament. Not really any of my business anyway. Racked and stacked. Watch the 7 and the 5. I know what they do when you break from the head ball. Well, that 5 ball went double horn on that side pocket. And it went there quick. But that's dry again. Whatever Will has decided to do, it's not working. It's swung the breaking percentage the other way. He was at a 60% success rate. Now he's at 57% dry breaks. Time to switch it up next time. Oh, that's right. That's right, Ed. I remember that now. Nice little draw shot there from Roland. Get himself on the right side of that 2. Just needs to keep the speed of this cue ball under control so he can shoot that 3 into the opposite side pocket. Well, he let it loose a little bit and he got rewarded. He's got a good look at the 3. His angle is away from the 4 though, so he's either going to have to check this with a ton of left-hand spin just to keep it inside this arc. I'm not sure how he can. Maybe just a super slow roll. Thin that 6, use a little bit of siding to throw it in, straighten your cue ball out. Maybe you get a bit of spin going left down off that side rail. Yeah, this one's a bit of a puzzle. Just doubling up, taking another look. Just got a little work to do here. Give you another view of this table, but pretty sure Will's going to block that camera. And he's going to play the old run it up the rail a little bit for the safety, but pretty sure there's a window through there. Now that 4 ball came out. Didn't get any love on that one. He actually, maybe he hasn't worked out too bad. Sorry about that, leaving my little scribbles in the screen. Because that 9 ball is posing a problem for anything you want to do with that 4. As opposed to, or with regards to running it up into this bottom right corner pocket. I think he's looking at maybe comboing that 9 in the side, hitting it super thin. Be a heck of a shot. No, he's looking at cutting that 4 in the corner. With that angle, as long as he doesn't hit it hard and leave the cue ball on the tangent line too long, he should be able to escape from the 9. It's going to be a touchy shot, and the side pocket. I'm not sure I'd be playing that with topspin. That looks like a carom off the 9 in the side. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought he was going to draw that. Welcome to the stream, Gary. A-side final. Yeah, funny little table. Sometimes spits the ball out with the other ball return. Sometimes it sends it down to the cue ball end. Not a whole lot sitting out there. 6 goes everywhere. 7 goes everywhere. You know, it's just basically 7, 8, 9 is how you want to figure it out. Looks like he's setting up to just fade the cue ball out to here. And for this pocket line, doesn't matter if he's on this side or that side, because the 7 ball goes into both spots. And that's how the zeros beat the X's. That looks like it's going to work fairly well. Just needs to keep the cue ball in this area. Somewhere in there, and he'll still have good line to come back up for the 8. Although, let's be honest, with the 8 by that corner pocket, there's not a whole lot of work that needs to be done to get on it. Basically, stay out from behind stuff. He'll probably just stop this there. If he stops there, then he can run it through if he wants, and he doesn't have to worry about following it in. Coming off the side rail and around 3 rails, he can just stop the cue ball right there. And then when he comes down to play this, he can go into the rail and back out, except in a straight line. With maybe a little bit of siding on it. Although with this angle, he's got a bit more angle here. He might drive that around. Pretty straight on that 2 ball. Or 9 balls, sorry. Thinking there was 2 balls left on the table. Getting a little punchy, a little late. That was a nice stroke. Just put your head down, put your cue through it. This is about the time of the weekend where I start finding things that I say hilarious. Not sure anybody else does, though. So that stops the bleeding from Roland a little bit. That'll put it up to 9-7. And coffee. I'm sorry, racking, I mean. That's what I meant to say, racking. See how the break goes. Watch the 5, watch the 7. Gonna head toward the side pockets, especially breaking from the center like this. Got a good chance he's been consistently getting the 5 close. How close is that? In close. Now, could cut the 1 into the side, but it's got a lot of traffic to avoid to get a look at that for 2. But that is a successful break, so we'll pop another one onto his score. Oh, no, that's right. So Roland actually increases his break percentage to 70%. So in reality, right now, the biggest difference looking at the stat sheet is 2 ball in hands from safeties that Will has gotten. But on the flip side, his break percentage is 27% lower than Roland's, which is almost, that's a little bit under half, but not super close. All right. Got some stock fans in the house. Formed in some sort of stock association. Cheering on their friend. Yeah, I know. I'm really having a hard time picking words out of my brain now, so sometimes there'll be a long pause as the gears intersect and the right word comes to the front. Somebody inside there's repairing a conveyor belt. Just gonna knock that one ball down table. It's gonna get safe. Well, might not have got safe, but it's not exactly a hanger. Pretty sure he's not gonna like his next shot though. Although Will's not careful, he could bank that. Switch the view, because Will's not a narrow dude, and the table's not that wide. Okay, we're at 2.5 hours here. What did I say about making that? That's a horrible safety. Just kidding. That opens this rack up quite a bit now that he's on the 2. He's a little far on the 3. That's going to give him a little bit of an issue. Whereas he could have just stopped. He might still be able to. I'm not sure at the second glance that he's got quite that much line. What's... All right, here we go. Something getting distracting here. Excuse me. So just as a side note for those of us who are crazy enough to play in pool tournaments, stay and stream the whole thing and wait till the bitter end. Shot clocks. There's a discussion we need to have. I wonder if Diamond can come up with a shot clock that's in the table. I like the shot clock they had at the Moscone Cup and those tight pockets, 4¼ inch pockets on that Rasson table. Tough, tough, tough action. So tough you weren't sure if the pros were going to make the shots. Running it up with left-hand side and to come back up here for the 6 with it. Got a little rub on the 7, and he's fortunate to have done so because it caused him to just miss that side. He's landed on the 6. Maybe not as much as nice as he would have liked, but a lot nicer than he could have been. I want to watch it on the replay. Facebook is a little bit behind my streaming program, so just want to see what he does with that. That's got us, oh, right in behind the 10. Want to see that shot on the 7 ball again. Just enough of a rub. So it's time to join the airborne. Defy gravity, fly the snowball. What? You kidding me? Fantastic shot. Somebody give that a like and a thumbs up. And to knock that 10 out of the way, get shape on the 9. Yes, he's got the wrong angle on the 9. Yes, he's going to run that cue ball around the table, but I bet you he ends up right back where he is. Roland decided to cinch the 9 and not let the cue ball go. No reaction to that jump side. That guy's a tough crowd. Hold on. Well, it looks like it's lined up pretty close to the side pocket. That's a little disheartening after potting that 7 ball, but there's often a letdown after great shots. So that'll bring it up to 8 for Will, 9 for Roland. So it's a race to 3 with Roland getting a 1-game lead for essentially $1,600. Could be. If the loser loses their next match, they're out. They're down in 3rd, and they'll clear $1,050. It's a good break. Nothing seems to be dropping though. 1 ball's got a path down the rail. Okay, now you're. That's a dry break. Roland's got to figure something out here. Get back on track if he's going to close this out. Just needs to drift that one ball in that bottom left-hand corner pocket and slide across for that 2. He's got angle. Just needs to avoid the 7. Clip that 7 is going to redirect you right at that side pocket. So you just got to avoid that 7, and you should float nice and tidy over for the 2. Just an update. James Hobbs defeated Frank Roca a while ago. I guess I just noticed it on the challenge bracket. And Roland has stuck the 1 ball in the jaws of that bottom left-hand corner pocket. And that's going to bring Will up to the table with some mean ideas as to how to get through it, I am sure. Yeah, he's grabbing that short stick, getting ready to go airborne. On the jaws of the pocket there, I expect him to make this and get shape on the 2 about 50% of the time. Make it 80% of the time, get shape on the 2 after making it about 50% of the time. Okay. And I know when you're out there and you're shooting, it doesn't seem like time is going by, but when you're sitting down waiting for shots, it sure seems to go slow. Well, that changes the complexion of the landscape. What we've got now is Roland's turn at the table. And with that, Roland's going to look and see how he can get from that 1, 2, 3 and onto that 4. Because if he can get onto that 4 somehow, he can get onto that 4. That 10 ball is pretty much wired for that corner pocket. Let's see what he can do. Don't disturb the 10. There you go. Oh, nice. Oh, he's a lefty, so he's cueing on the left side of that 10. So he's a right-handed player, so his bridge hand is on the left, and he will be able to put his cue hand down properly just past that 10. Shouldn't be an issue. Just wondering if he's going to try and draw it across or whether he runs it. I like drawing it because if he draws it across and overcooks it, he can come back across and play it past the 6. If he runs it through and runs it this way and overcooks it, he's got no benefit at all. But he is going forward, and that's just simply because he likes the shot better. And he popped it into the 3. I think he's still okay. He's got room to slide it by there. Yeah, lots of room past here. Sorry, I know that's not where the pocket is, and my lack of drawing skills don't make up for it. But if he can cut this in here and draw that cue ball off, could be a short rack. Put him on the hill. He may also just cinch the 3 and take the shot that he can get on the 4. Came the other way around perfectly. Maybe just a hair hard. But still worked his way right between that 6 and the 7. He's looking good to get on the hill here. especially since the 4 ball should stay sort of around that area, and he might be able to bring that cue ball up between the 7 and the 6. Didn't even try, just cinched the 10 ball. Puts him on the hill. Flashing the stats. Let's actually update that payout. So that would put Frank Roca in 4th with a nice little payday, $690. Not a player break. That's what we're looking at. So right now we're playing to see who gets to play for first. Over in the wings, waiting for the loser of this match is Mr. James Edward Hobbs. Stacked, racked. Let's get this rack underway. Watch the 5, watch the 6. I guess we could stop saying that, eh? Probably getting a little repetitive today. Downtown Kenny Brown wandering into the house. Good to see you here. Hope you enjoy. 5 ball in the side pocket. 1 ball dressed up at the corner. 2 ball clear to both corner pockets down at the other end. The only tricky little situation is a 3, 4, 6, 9. So you got to get from the 3 to the 4. It's actually not that bad. 5's gone. So 1, 2, 3. If he can get to the 4. If he can get to the 4, I think Roland's going to have this rack solved. Frank just stopping by to say goodbye. He's been eliminated from the tournament in 4th place. Good shooting this weekend, Frank. Good clean stroke. Maybe he got a little bit too much of it. Yeah, he's going to draw that all the way back. I don't know if how long Roland's been playing with the carbon fiber shaft, but I know I just got my Synergy shaft there a couple of months ago, and I'm still finding points where it just hits it so much better than I normally do that I'm kind of chasing the cue ball and amazed that I've drawn it, 6 feet instead of the 2 I was trying. Need more practice, need more work, need more training, because it's not practice, it's training. I like the change in mindset when you think of it that way. Don't think of it as practice, think of it as training. Because MMA fighters don't practice. Not that pool players are MMA fighters, but, mental attitude, right? You're still a competitor. Well, that safety certainly had evil intentions, but I'm pretty sure you can see it, if just a hair. It doesn't look like it on the feed, but I'm looking straight down it, and I bet you he's got a part of that ball, almost half of it. You got to go for the cut. Real soft. Go for that cut. Bring the cue ball back down here. If you miss and you hang it up, it's not so bad. If you punt it and put it back on the end rail and leave the cue ball down by the 10, again, not so bad. But I wouldn't be surprised if he drains this one. Just feathers it in. And he's going to hit the 7. And it's not going to be where he wanted, but it's not going to be too bad either. Although that 7-8 looks like they got a little cozy And that might cause some problems. Well, he should still be able to pick that 7 out of there for the corner, I think. Either one or the other. He's just walking around to take a look at it, make sure he's got a plan for it. Miss Susie O'Connor in the house. You just back from a tournament of your own, Susie? You and Gerald out playing? Probably going to run it through. Just got to avoid that side pocket on the return. And he's going to get there. Is he going to get too far, though? Did he hit it too good? He hit it too good. Roland can't believe how clean he's hitting these shots. Just got to work through it. Be positive. Taylor Swift it. Shake it off. I did get that right? I didn't just name the wrong singer. I think it's her. Anyway. Airborne. 4 in the side. Whatever happens, if he makes this 4 and can keep the cue ball somewhat under control, it's going to run into the 6. That's a very shallow launch angle. This is going to go for a ride. But he hit it with the perfect speed to make the 4. He's gotten a little unlucky on the 6, having that 6 roll up like that. However, it is your standard end rail safety. Not bad for drawing while he's in the way. A little deep into the rail. But try and leave that 6 ball in here somewhere. Cue ball down there. Maybe you get lucky, but I don't know if you want to hit it that hard. Just a thought. He's going to reverse bank it. I guess he feels because he's got a tied up 7 ball. See, I'd rather put the 6 away from the 7. That way, if you do hang it in a pocket, he's got to run something around if he wants to break that 7 out. 10 and the 9 are kind of in paths that might affect how you go after breaking the 7 out, if you need to. I'm not standing at the table, so the shooter will have all sorts of better vantage points than I do. Drops it in there like it had eyes. Got to come up with something on the 7 though. See if he may just feather that to the rail. Try and time it so that the 7 ball clicks on the 8. So the 7 ball touches the 8, wanders over to here, and the cue ball and the 8 come up table. Try and keep them glued together, let them run together. Maybe they'll decide they like each other and hang out. unfortunate turn of events for Roland and a great streak of fortune for Will. That's a little steeper than he planned. Oh, just watching the replay of that scratch again by Roland. But Will's not exactly making it easy on himself. Will's originally from Texas. If you all know him from Texas or know somebody down in Texas, share him up. Maybe his family will get to watch him play. That's nicely done. Shredded that 8-ball in there. Left himself pretty nice on that 9. Looks like we're going to keep going. That'll make it 9 for Will. Will just confirming the score. 10-9 for Roland. So we're getting down to it. Someone's either got to step on the gas and run out a couple racks or just make it through one. Oh, oh. Okay, Will's accidentally touched the rack. We'll bring Roland up to break it. He's made a couple balls. He's going to get a little break and see the one. He is. He's made 3 balls on the break. He can see the one. Not a whole heck of a lot that he can do with it, but he was able to hammer them. Just trying to draw this cue ball in behind the 5. Just like that. Now, that'll create some issues for you. I don't care who you are. Well, unless maybe you're Efren. And I don't care if he is retired. I'm still not betting against him not kicking that in. I think you're right, Lee, but they kind of went ahead so fast, nobody got a chance to correct it. Nobody's made any objections to it. So this is what we're doing. It is supposed to be ball in hand, and it usually lends yourself to having a really good opportunity for a 3 foul hook because you can clip off the 1, come 2 rails, and sink that cue ball right in the right in the back of the rack, with virtually no chance of getting at that one. But they decided to run forward, keep going with it. So we'll call that a foul, because it is. And we'll see if Roland can work his way through the rack and finish this off. I am going to restart the stream, folks. I've been doing that for each new match as best I can. Makes it easier to file this to file the match in my files on my computer, and also makes it easier to go back and rewatch them and sort them out later. And it gives me an opportunity to restart the stream and get back to the top of anybody's news feed. I find the longer we let it go, the further down it goes and nobody can find it. It's got that little overcooked. Needs to slow it down. He can still thin that in. Use that 8 as a blocker there. Slow that cue ball down and stay around that area for the 6. Just like that. Just needs to make sure he keeps the 8 ball clean and clear. Okay. I'd rather have my cue ball on this side than this side. But it may be that you just have to play this to that side of the table. Now he's done a pretty good job of it. He's a little short, but still not bad. Okay, just had a serving stoppage. Yeah, now that I look at that, I almost don't mind shooting that 8, calling the 10. That's almost wired. Yeah, little interruption to the routine, so Roland's going to stop for a minute, recompose himself, take another line. Make sure he can get it done. And there's so many distractions you got to fade when you're playing. Some days it's easier than others. Sometimes it's a struggle. Positive mind. Yep, that's right. If you're not ready, step back, get your head right, picture the ball going in, have faith in your abilities, and let it go. Oh, that's an unfortunate circumstance. Roland almost closed it out. And that's one of the reasons why I was kind of thinking I'd rather be on the other side of the 8. It's just really personal preference. It was probably harder to get to the other side of the 8. Well, I'm not sure what that was about. Yeah, I'm not sure what he's looking at here. I mean, you thin it in. It's not that steep. Or you could tighten that up and keep it real tight. I don't know, or I could just draw silly lines on the screen. And he elected to bank it, and he's fallen short. I really thought he was going to go for the cut there. I would shoot that cut 10 times out of 10 rather than the bank, unless I had to keep the cue ball there for shape. But again, personal preference. Yeah, you can tell it's getting to the end. Guys are tightening up a little bit. Start of this rack, they would have both made both those shots. Start of this match, I mean. Will call in the side pocket. Natural place to put it from here. That's going to drop us at Hill. Total of match time a little over 3 hours. 3 hours and 1 minute for a race to 11. Come on, boys, let's go. Let's get this done. Now, I hope when I go back and watch my matches, I wasn't 3.5 hours or something silly. They did seem to go fairly long. I did have a couple of hills, and of course, just by its own nature, hill's going to take a long time to get there. So we'll throw the logo out there just for a second, because and back to the main screen while we wait for Will to rack them, stack them on that template, and get ready to crack them. 95 folks watching this A-side final between Will Hill and Roland Stock. If y'all can like and share it, see if we can get up over 100. Not sure what he was asking there. No, Donnie, it's now one game. Whoever wins this game moves over into the hot seat. And second place, the loser of this game, will go over to the B side, and he will face James Hobbs, who's been sitting for a little bit. Just taking it easy and chilling. That's a dry break from Will. Let's see if the fellas can settle themselves down, make it work. I think the resolution there seems to be fading on my Facebook stream. One rack for the possibility of a $1,600 swing in your payday. $1,550 to be exact. Threaded that cue ball through there nicely. If that's any indication of how he's doing. Roland's looking good to get his way through the rack. Just got to do a little bit of house cleaning on this 3-ball. I think he's left himself short. Not sure if he's got room to get past that or not. Oh, he might have enough room. It's looking tight, but if he's got room to pot that 3 in the side, everything else is hanging there. We got a lot of Alaska in the house supporting their boy Roland Michael Stock. Who we got in the house from Texas supporting Will Hill? Thinking it through. Stream's looking a little laggy right now, but hopefully it's coming through clear. He's got a little bit of an off line on that 4. Should still be okay, even if he just punches it around. You don't want to run your cue ball that far if you don't have to, but if you've got to, you've got to. I just don't like the odds of playing to a small area of shape with the way that the game situation is right now. But that's me. Not sure if he's come out far enough or not. We'll switch to the other camera and get a look at it. I'm going to have to say no. So thin it as much as you can. Try and get that cue ball into here. If you can't make it, knock it away from the pocket. Get the cue ball in there. I don't think he's ended up with the safety there. I'm pretty sure that 5 ball will cut right over here. Will is going to have to develop that 6 unless he wants to bank it. He just missed a bank on the 8, so I'm not sure how anxious he is to try that one again. Had to refresh my stream. Not my stream, had to refresh my Facebook page. Isn't that the truth, Mr. Patrick? Now a little safety there. Pretty smart shot by Will, actually. If he does get ball in hand, he will have an opportunity to place it and adjust the 6 into a more favorable position. .100 folks watching the action. That is incredibly unlucky. However, the one fortunate part about this is that ball is not sitting in front of the side pocket. If it's sitting in front of the side pocket, Will is almost guaranteed to be able to pick his spot and poke that 6 ball free. With the 5 ball being in that awkward halfway past the side pocket position, half a diamond, options are a little limited. You can still do it, certainly. He may end up running that 5 down here with a little bit of angle. Just trying to bring the cue ball straight into here, separate the 6 and the 9, and he should have a shot. Or he's going to run through it, doesn't even touch it, runs through it, lines it up for the side pocket with angle to get by the 9. So many different ways to do things. That was probably the easiest. That leaked out. But I think he's still hooked by the 9. But he may be able to just play it down the long rail. I think he just called the 10 in the side. He's going to try and thin that. Well, that puts the 6 on the 50-yard line. It's about the best you can hope for when you're leaving it out in the middle. Will's got to go for this now. And he's probably going to have to cut it into this corner pocket, the one he's looking at. Bring that cue ball around. Maybe get some spin on it just to bring it down into this area. If he can get it longer and bring it out to the center of the table. He's looking at it, calling it a scratch shot, but I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing top right. You can spin it around 3 rails for perfect shape on the 7 is what I'm seeing. That being said, he's still in the tournament. I'm out, and he's looking down the queue at it. So my judgment may be suspect. It's okay. I'll have to edit that out later. And we have another player break. I thought you were only supposed to get one of those. And we're back. See if Will can pot this 6. Top right-hand corner pocket without scratching. Bringing the cue ball down. That's going to land just about. Well, he's a little shy where he wanted to be. Another 6 inches would be great to pot that 7 in that bottom left corner pocket. He can still thin it in, but the way he's been playing the last few shots, I expect a safety here. And I expect his hand to move. This 7 ball to end up over here. And that cue ball to end up over there somehow. Something like that. Or vice versa. Could bring the cue ball here. Bring that 7 ball up here. And we'll see where it goes. There's just got to work through the problem. Roland's challenge is just to keep a positive attitude so that if he gets an opportunity to come back to this table, he's in the right frame of mind to pop balls. Well, that's what I was thinking. You know, just for giggles, Diamond should build shot clocks into the table. If you go over the shot clock when you sit on the table or you put your hand down, it shocks you. And I think we're at the conclusion of what I said he was going to do a few minutes ago. Play safe and just do the side-to-side safety. I think that's going to leave a window. That is rolling long. And I'd say there's a window here. I'd get up and take a look, but Roland's already over there, not wasting any time, and I don't want to shark him. Okay, whoa now, cue ball, whoa now. Okay, let me put my glasses on so we can see exactly how long this match has been going. 3 hours and 16 minutes. Settle down now, settle down, settle down. Okay. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, God. Well, that'll do it. That'll put Will Hill into the hot seat. Roland Stock's going to be up in just a few minutes to play Mr. James Hobbs. I will reset the stream. We'll see you in a few minutes. Thanks very much, y'all. Back in a few minutes.